refuse to be ignored. And yet again, I'm still being ignored. I speak in simple, plain English. I explain things in simple, plain English. And again, people keep assuming shit. People keep not listening and wonder why I'm getting aggravated and yelling at them. They don't do their fucking jobs. They don't do what they're supposed to be doing. And again, you have explained it in simple, plain English. And they're too fucking stupid to understand what you're telling them. And then they wonder why you start shouting at them. And then when you do start shouting, you're like, you're yelling at me, you're yelling at me. Because you're not listening and you're not doing your fucking jobs. I've had people bitching on here, claiming that I was yelling at the staff for no reason, and so on and so forth. I have been stuck in a hospital where they have supposed to be giving me proper medical treatment, proper medical care. I've had none of the above. My medical knowledge is a hell of a lot more than that of the idiots that I have been dealing with at North Shore Hospital. And this problem seems to arise because it's North Shore Hospital. They don't listen, they don't look, they don't nothing. I've got the injuries to my legs. I don't know if you can see them or not by the way this is done. I have to do it upside down because I kept telling them if I put too much weight on my right leg, the muscle will pop. The muscle will pop because it is weak, because I am a polio victim. I am not a delusion. I am not lying. I am a victim of polio meningitis. And I got it from the government vaccine. And I keep telling people, and they keep going, oh no, you're homeless, oh, you're lazy, oh, you're fat. I am not fat, I am not lazy, I am sick, and I am damaged, and I am pissed off with the way that you fucking idiots do not seem to understand English. And then you wonder why I'm yelling at you. I end up with injuries. I end up with debts and bills because I'm asking people to do their jobs, do things properly, proper medical care, use your ears, listen to what's been said. No, that doesn't happen. And then people wonder why I end up getting angrier and angrier. And then they call me rude because I'm yelling at them because they're not doing their fucking jobs and they're not fucking listening. And they keep saying, I'm to blame. Really, I'm to blame. I poisoned myself with the vaccine. I crippled myself. I ended up putting myself on the street because I'm not getting my money that I was promised to cover my medical costs and my bills for the health condition that the Crown gave me. No, that's my fault according to all you little stupid fuckwits out there. And a couple of people wondering why I'm getting aggravated and yelling. Let's see, our welfare system, who's supposed to look after those who are in need, tends to not do so. This is also the reason why it's hard for me to be housed, because our housing system and our emergency housing is catering to drunkards, junkies, and basically whores who spot out babies because they can't be bothered getting married and they would rather make more money having kids. I am none of the above. I keep pointing this out that I am none of the above. I am not a drunkard. I am not a junkie. I am not a hoe. I am not any of the things. I worked while I could work. Why do you think I've got about 8 professions? Because each time my health declined, I had to get a new job because of the way my health declined. And I am not mentally ill, and I'm getting really pissed off with it. And then I keep telling people politely to start with, again, I am not what you assume. And I keep explaining and explaining and explaining. There is a point when you get to the stage where you get fed up of being nice, you get fed up of asking, you get fed up of being polite about things. Because in the end you have to end up yelling at the fucking dumb cunts to understand what you've said. And you started off nicely the first 5 or 6 times you explained it and you asked. But when you get to the 15th to the 20th time, and then they turn around eventually and go, oh, you mean da. And you go, yes. They go, why didn't you say that in the first place? I fucking did! You know? And then they wonder why you're frustrated and angry. And then, because you're frustrated and angry, because these people are not listening, they're going, oh, you're mentally ill. There's something wrong with you. You're mentally ill. When they're not understanding what you're explaining to them. And you're not mental. It's just they're too fucking stupid to understand what you're explaining to them in simple, plain English. And the problem is, our system's getting worse and worse and worse and worse with the way it's been doing this. The arguments we've been having through my allergies. Again, same thing. I explain in simple, plain English. And I get people going all over the fucking place. Oh, you mean this, you mean this. Oh, you think you're entitled. You think this, that, and the other. I've just been having a discussion with one of my new friends about some of the stuff that's been going on. And they keep going on about doing different other things. And I'm like, yeah, I understand what you're talking about, and I know what you mean, and I have already tried some of that stuff to see if I could get what I'm legally entitled to because the government did this to me. And instead I'm getting people going, oh, you think you're entitled? Oh, you're fat? Oh, you're lazy. I am none of the above. I am a victim of my own government poisoning me and crippling me. And again, dumb shits are still not getting this and wondering why I'm calling you a dumb shit. Because I'm getting really, really pissed off. I have been nice. I have been polite. I have explained untold times. I have videos that date back 15 fucking years on here showing where I have been and what I've done. That's why these are documented, so that you can understand what's been going on. Because I figured that at least with the population of the way the shithole country is, there at least be a small percentage of people who had brains, who were in a position that they were in that position because they actually had brains, they actually listened, and they actually did their jobs. But from what I can see over the last 8 months of dealing with certain things, and what went on with the stuff with Malcolm stealing my van, and the way the hospital had behaved, nobody's got any IQ points as far as I'm concerned. Because they're not listening. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And people, again, you put the information up, you show them, you tell them, you give them copies of stuff, they make excuses. Or they go, oh no, you faked it. Oh, no. Because they just don't understand simple, plain English. They don't read. They don't listen. They're too busy either going selfie, or again and doing stupid shit. And then they tell me I'm to blame and it's my fault when they keep not doing what they're supposed to be doing. My argument with my friend this morning, I have had to explain to her again that I'd already been through some of the processes of our system, and I took the Crown to court because I am not covered by ACC for what the Crown did to me. I had them in the High Court. First, the court kept making excuses I haven't got it written right. When I managed to get it to a set point where we could be heard, the Crown lawyers stood up in front of the High Court judge and stated, yes, we did this to her with the bad vaccine, and she's not entitled to compensation because the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Social Development exist. They will look after her, they will take care of her, so she does not need to be compensated. And the judge let them get away with this. And I said, yeah, well, they're supposed to be covering my equipment, my medications and everything else. That's why I've dragged them into court, because they're not covering the costs for what they've done to me, which is why I wanted the money from them so I could get my equipment, hire my staff, and be looked after for the health conditions that they gave me. And the judge goes, no. Because the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Social Development exist, they will look after you and they will take care of you. And you have seen how they look after and take care of me. They leave me on the side of the street, fishing out of bins and begging for fucking help. So again, none of this entitled rubbish that people keep raving on about. Take your fucking head out of your ass and listen to what I'm saying to you.